UAP are airborne objects that, when encountered, cannot be immediately identified. With regard to the importance of transparency, the Department is fully committed to the principle of openness and accountability to the American people.
We're going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west. Oh my gosh, dude.
U.S. Navy personnel recorded what appears to be triangles, some flashing. The video was taken through night vision goggles with a single lens reflex camera.
Well, I mean, it's a pretty high-profile incident. I don't claim to be an expert. You're the guys investigating it. I mean, who else is doing it?
There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. This is UFO We Want to Know, August 10th, 2024. Before I begin the show, as I always do, this is dedicated to those who have been ridiculed, made fun of, and dragged through the media for the last 76 plus years. Think about that sometime when you're watching videos on television. You're listening to not only the whistleblowers, but people from the past. I think that's so important. For the first segment, we have 3 videos and 21 photos to show you. So let's get on with the first video. And the arrow points away. I had quite a few of these UFOs I'm going to have on this show here. This seemed to, when I was showing this to a friend of mine, he said, well, you sure that's not a bird or an airplane? And you'll see when we start showing the close-ups of it, the stills, that there's no mistake about it. Now what I do is I take these objects and I put them under a 1600 fine microscope, and with that I can actually see things that in detail that you can't see here. Now we had to slow it down. As you can see, it was just taking off. We had to slow it down quite a bit, and on this particular one we slowed it down 90%. If not, it would just flown right off the screen. And this particular craft was heading north. That's the east side of my tree line there. So this was heading north as I was facing east towards Las Vegas from Pahrump, Nevada. And this would be the last loop. But you can see how it just moved very quickly. Had we not stopped it, it would have lasted approximately 1 second on the screen. Interesting fact that, and I'll be reading a couple of updates on what NASA is saying about UFOs. Not too much. And I think the reason why is I think they're being bombarded by people who are sick and tired of all the lies, all the deception, not only over the years, but just things that don't make a lot of sense to us ignorant people who may or may not work for a giant like NASA. It's a real shame how they can just feel like they can lie to us and get away with it. People are really getting sick and tired of all the lies. But take a look at this, ladies and gentlemen. What I did was I didn't change the background, I just zoomed in it. And you can see this is some kind of craft. It's a UFO, make no mistake about it. I was talked to a couple of friends of mine who said, you talk a lot about NASA saying there's nothing there, and you seem to come down on them kind of hard. But I can understand from your point of view after getting so many UFOs. I took 2 separate stop motions on this one, and what I wanted to do is I wanted to go to another filtering system, and this is the same object here. I don't want you to think I'm putting another object in there. It's the exact same object, but I changed the filtering system to see if I can get a different view of it. From the first and second, the shape of it hardly changed at all. This is the end of the second round here, but that's the finished product on it. You know, there was a lot of electromagnetic field around this one. It was giving off quite a bit, and as you can see, this craft here, when it was moving very, very fast, it seemed to shapeshift. But I wanted to give you two views on this one. Let's go to the next video. And there's your arrow. This gives you an indication where it's at. Now on this particular one here, we slowed this one down again, and as we have to so many times. This was slowed down 80%. And just to let you know, for the whole show, there's all these videos were taken from July 14th to August 1st, and the very first one was taken August 1st, and this one here was taken on August 1st. This was taken at 7:27 p.m., so it was definitely starting to get late as far as being out in the daytime. Most people are already going inside, and these craft are flying over your heads. Now on this particular one here, this was facing north, and it was just zooming. But if we didn't slow it down, you would just see a dark streak going across the clouds. Now if you were to go out on a cloudy day, take videos, because you really see a lot of them out on cloudy days like this. Just yesterday, I got two of them very similar to this. Very similar to this. And they're going to be in 2 weeks. I'll be airing those two in 2 weeks. That's how far back I have with all these videos. If I don't show you these that I have taken a month ago, you're never going to see them. So I'm trying to stuff them all in. Like I said, we got 9 videos today. And after this loop, we'll go ahead and go to the first photo. There's the streak, and you'll notice that there's electric magnetism all around this craft as it's going. Now remember, this was going really, really fast, and that's the reason why you have this elongated craft. It wasn't really elongated. If you as we go through these pictures, you'll see what I mean. I took a couple of sharp images of it, and as we go through these, you'll see what I'm talking about. Kind of sharp lines. But that's the end result of that. What I did was in the beginning, you saw a lot of fuzziness. The electromagnetism that you see on these craft, they give off that fuzzy look. And what I try to do with this, using my software, I try to sharpen it up a bit. And that's about as best I can do with what I have. And I think that gives you a pretty good idea that this craft was traveling so fast, it looked like it was elongated. But in reality, under my times 40, I could actually see this craft was only 1/3 of the size. But going that fast, it's going to kind of give you a mistaken identity of its actual size. And I thought that was interesting. I'm doing things with my microscope now, and next week I'll be showing a picture of what I think these craft actually look like. It just takes a long time, a lot of my time, to get something that I think should be shown. And you'll be able to see that next week. It's going to be interesting what I've showed. Now, as far as scientific, no, I can't claim that there's scientific proof that what I've done shows you an actual craft. But when you are dealing with software that's human-made, you can or maybe distort. But I think what I captured was a pretty solid craft. So, like I said, next week I'll be showing that. Let's go to the next video and the last of the segment. And this one here was coming down. This one here was kind of the like a I don't know, a mushroom-shaped UFO coming down, and I noticed that it was very, very shiny, giving off a pulse as it was coming down. It would blink and blink and blink. Now, from the position I am facing, a helicopter or an airplane wouldn't be going this direction here. It would be going across from left to right. This one here was coming straight down. It was kind of odd. And we can go to the first photo after this. There it is. And as we get closer in on this particular UFO, ladies and gentlemen, that's what these are, UFOs. Despite what powers that be would say, these are UFOs. On this one here, you'll notice there's a little bit of a entrail back there. You can discount that. That was just part of this craft coming down so fast. This craft here, we did slow it down, but not by a lot. It was far away from what I'm gathering when I looked at the video. As you can see, there's a little bit of discolorment there, but that could be the filtering system. But you got an outline there. In the final photo of it, you can see there's an outline all around this craft. This craft was definitely a solid mass up there, not a paper bag, and not swamp gas. A solid object taken on July 21st, 2024 at 2:16 p.m. And this object was actually coming down over my house. But when I say over my house, I don't mean directly over my house. I mean that in that particular area. If I had to guess, this object was probably 5 miles from me, facing north from my position. So that could be Tonopah. I hope you stay with me for the next segment. I have some really good videos to continue showing you, okay?
Hi, I'm Joseph, the host and creator of UFO We Want to Know. Tune in every Saturday evening on KPVM Pahrump channel 25.1 from 7 p.m. You'll see never-before-viewed videos and photos taken by myself, all over the world.
Thank you for watching. UFO We Want to Know, and remember, yes, they are out there.
Thank you for staying with us for the second segment. We have 3 videos and 16 photos to show you, so let's get on with the first video. And you'll notice here that this object is just sitting there, and this very much could be a probe. And I know this is not a helicopter or an airplane, primarily because I was playing around with my camera when I was out there. This is on a tripod, and I didn't know I had this on. You see the roof there? I usually show just the tip of it, but I was sitting there because the sun was so hot, I wasn't paying attention. And this object moved very, very little. And it was originally a 4-minute video, and it just didn't move. So there's really nothing to see. But looking under the microscope, it was kind of circling around, making like a circle motion. And I don't know. Most likely, this was probably a probe. It wasn't moving very fast. After this, we'll go ahead and go to the first picture. And there's where I spotted it. And this is what I was talking about. It gave off a very, very shimmering look to it, very glossy. I tried several different ways to darken the background and try to get an outline, but it kept giving me this fuzzy look. And no matter what I tried, this is all I could get. Kind of interesting because if you've seen a lot of my videos, the UFOs and even the probes, they have an outline, like a circle. that forms around the craft itself. And I thought that was worth showing because, like I said, I didn't even know I was videotaping. Let's go on the next video. And the arrow points away. We got another object up there. Now this object here, again, was just sitting there. We didn't have to speed this up at all. It was above my tree line. And again, this is facing east towards Las Vegas, Nevada. And it barely moved. Now, this was a 2-minute video, and I sped it up with my finger, just pushing the video forward in fast speed, and it hardly moved at all. So I know this wasn't an airplane, it wasn't a helicopter. So what do you think these are, ladies and gentlemen? Please contact me at UFOWeWantToKnow@gmail.com and give me a liking, and also subscribe to the channel here. Also, the Pahrump Alien Guy on my personal channel on YouTube. Please let me know what you think. My comments are always on. I answer everybody's questions, and I will get back to you on it. And after this, we can go to the first photo. And there's, of course, where you've seen it. And I wanted to show you how far away this was. That's my tree line there. I'm on an acre here, and clouds were coming in from the Vegas area. And this is the kind of shape to it. Now, on this particular UFO, this is the one I was telling you about. I put this under a microscope, and I actually got details that are nothing close to this. And it's all experimental right now. And I can't say it's scientific in any way, shape, or form because it's something new to me. But I got to confirm what I'm doing is not tampering with the actual UFO itself. It was giving off a lot of electrostatic. If you look at this craft here, it is surrounded by it. And there's quite a few layers around it. Again, scientists say the center is your mass. And for some reason, that mass is giving off cold, and the outside should be hot, but it's not. It's even colder. They don't understand how these craft can have so much power, and we know they do because aerodynamics is not something in play here. They don't understand, and I'm talking about our scientists. They don't understand how that can be. You would think there would be a heat signature. But if they're enclosed, if they're encapsulated in some way where they're not touching our atmosphere, and I've always said that they are not touching our atmosphere, that these craft can generate power without heat. Because obviously, if there was a heat signature, we would see it on all of our cameras. We would actually see it. Obviously, they're not using solid rocket fuel. They're not using liquid fuel. It's some kind of atomic power. We don't know what that is. So the next video we have here is going to be, there's actually 2 versions of this UFO flying that I did stop motion. And you're going to see both versions on this. And I'm reading from my notes. This was taken on July 20th, 2024, 11:37 a.m. The 2 versions of this UFO. The first one is going to be dark, solid image. The second one will be alternative with a filter system, and you're going to be able to see both. So the first one, you're going to see a dark object. Now, this UFO was giving off a lot of ELF, which is, of course, your electromagnetic field. And as it was giving off this electric power, it was also shape-shifting. And I was looking through my 40 times 25 millimeter. And it was interesting to look at this craft doing its maneuver. Now, when I say maneuver, not necessarily going up, down, sideways, whatever. the speed of this craft and then shape-shifting. It's just incredible how they can do that. Now here we're not going to slow it down. This was pretty far away. I would have to guess it's maybe 10 miles from my location. And after this loop here, we'll show the first photo of it. And again, like I said, the first one's going to be just regular shots here without any real filters applied to it. So if any of you out there think this is a bird, you'll see what I'm talking about. Looking under the microscope at these objects gives you a different perspective of what you're looking at. This is not from this Earth. And I was watching some of the NASA files and this last couple of days ago, and as they claim, you know, we're special in the universe. No, we're not. We're not special at all. Matter of fact, we're the new kids on the block. These beings have been here for millennia, and we're just starting. And look at all the destruction that we've caused. As you can see, this object here is giving off a lot of electromagnetic charge. Look at that. As we come in on it, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's got a kind of an odd shape to it, and you saw the direction it was going. The blunt part of this is moving in that direction, right from left. This is the last photo. Like I said, I showed you, I'm going to show you two versions of it. This is the dark one, but take a look at this craft for a second here. Look at the shape of it. Very, very solid, almost wedge shape, not quite bell shape. But again, when these craft are moving in our atmosphere, they're spinning. Now, this one here was spinning in rotation on its axis. So I have a feeling this craft here, whatever shape it actually was, it could have been bell shaped. But again, it's giving off a lot of power. Look at the reverberation around this craft, especially on the left side. That's the direction it was going, almost as if it's being pulled instead of pushed. In our aircraft today, and since we started flying, it's always been the propeller driven, which is a pull system. There's no rocketry in those days. So it was a pulling system. Then we got into jets, which are the pushing system. And this particular craft here, it's not giving off any heat signature whatsoever. That object is solid in the center. And I know that scientists, when they see craft like this, it's puzzling to them, because I've heard enough of them say, and I'm going to give them credit for this, I give them credit for saying, we simply don't know. We don't understand. Of course you don't understand, because it's not our physics. I don't know how many times I have to say that. If we have mathematics and physics on this planet, and we've only been around a short time, they're still being developed as we go on. These beings here have mathematics and physics that are beyond our understanding. And they might not even call it math or physics. I'm sure they have a different name for it, a different thinking than we do. If they have more temporal lobes in their brain than we do, which a lot of whistleblowers have said, yeah, they're going to think differently than us. I'm sure they look at us and they probably feel sorry for us, knowing that we're dummies. And not to put down the human race all the time, but Jesus, if you think you're superior to monkeys, yes, but you're not superior to a being that can outperform you with our best fighter jets. Now here's the second one, and I'll zoom in on that one real quick. I won't play around with this one. As you can see, you still got that electromagnetic charge. And I use the filter system to see if I can capture that electromagnetic charge. You can see the white around it. And you can see there's a dense center. This is the final one here of it, but you have the outline inside of it, but you have that crust all around it. That's the electromagnetic field that I believe that these craft house to protect them from touching our atmosphere. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. And then you got the white around that. But I think that's interesting. But again, get in touch with me at UFO here, UFOWeWantToKnow@gmail.com. Let me know what you think. We'll be back right after this message. Please stay with us. I've got some really good videos to show you. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Joseph, the host and creator of UFO We Want to Know. Tune in every Saturday evening on KPVM Pahrump Channel 25.1 from 7 p.m. You'll see never-before-viewed videos and photos taken by myself, all over the world.
Thank you for watching. UFO We Want to Know, and remember, yes, they are out there.
Thank you for staying with us for the third segment. I have 2 videos and 21 photos to show you. So let's get on with the first video. And here you're going to notice in the next couple of videos that I'm in the clouds here. This is a cloudy day taken on July 18th, 2024 here in Pahrump, Nevada at 1:30 p.m. This UFO comes down slowly, and even with the clouds as the backdrop, you can still see a glow all around the UFO. On this particular UFO, we didn't have to slow this down at all. It just came down very, very slowly like it was drifting. Not a balloon, not a helicopter, not an airplane. I got stop images to prove that. This particular one was actually facing southwest from my location, southwest. A lot of clouds, a lot of cloud cover that day, and just happened to catch us. Now, if you ever go out in a cloudy day like this, as long as there's no thunderstorms, take videos out there of clouds covered just like this, and you'll be surprised what you see in those videos. I capture a lot of UFOs. Unfortunately, out here in Pahrump, we don't get a lot of this cloud cover like this. I'd have to go into areas like Las Vegas to do that. And but this particular day here, I got 2. I also have for in 2 weeks, I'm going to be showing videos very similar to this, back-to-back videos of craft coming through the cloud area. And on one of them, it goes into the cloud, comes out of the cloud. But this is what you can do if you don't want to have to stare at something. You can catch this really easy. This is not hard to do right here. It's a dark object, and the backdrop is a white cloud. After this, we'll go to the first photo. And as you can see, what I was talking about, even with the clouds as a backdrop, you can still see the reverberation of electromagnetic field around this craft. You got a solid base, and then you can actually see it around the object, and the backdrop is the cloud. You can actually see it. That just shows you how much electromagnetic power that these craft are giving off. Again, there's the clouds back there, and you can see it. It's just power that we cannot imagine. Now, some of the craft that I'm sure that have been crash retrievals, I'm sure that who's ever testing them have tested the voltage coming out of these craft and are probably amazed at how much power is in that one craft. If a craft, say, is 45 feet in diameter, and it's giving off enough power to light up a small city of maybe 100,000, that's incredible power. Can you imagine having something that powerful, that small, powering a city, a small city. And I don't even want to get into the fact if we ran into a mothership, how much immense power that would probably have. So, is this a bird? Is this a helicopter? Is this an airplane? Let me know at UFOWeWantToKnow@gmail.com, and let me know what you think. And give me a thumbs up if you like these videos, because it's very important for me to get feedback. Also contact me on Pahrump Alien Guy. That's my personal page on YouTube. And I'd appreciate if you give me some kind of feedback. I'm having a little bit of trouble with YouTube right now on my channel. I looked, there was 200 or so views, and I wake up in the morning that says 150. So I'm not sure if YouTube is going backwards in their thinking or what they're doing, but I'm sure that's happened to many of you out there on YouTube. It's kind of irritating. Let's go to the next video. And we're going to be going through these quite a bit because I have quite a few pictures to show you. And what I did was I took 3 different stop motions on it, and I'll show you the end of the difference. But take a look at this craft, ladies and gentlemen. It's just streaking through our atmosphere here. Now, we slowed this down 90%. And the reason why is because if I would have left it without slowing it down, it would. Now, this is taken in slow motion. It would have went from that arrow to the top in less than a second. It was going that fast. And I want to thank again Mikey, the technical director here, for look at how he slowed it down so you can actually see it. Now you're noticing it's leaving entrails there. I call them entrails, not chemtrails, because that's part of the craft, but it can't keep up with the speed. Then it stops doing it because it's making a maneuver. It changed its direction just a little bit, and then it started to streak up. But you'll notice it did that, and it started leaving little entrails, and then it stopped. And I think that very well could have been because it started to change its direction. And again, by slowing it down, it gives you that understanding of what you're seeing. So if you think this is some kind of terrestrial craft, please let me know at UFOWeWantToKnow@gmail.com. It's so important for people to give me some feedback, because if I'm just talking and nobody's saying anything, and of course there's always the smart alecks out there who are going to tell me, well, it's just a balloon that got away. It's important for me to hear from the people who are really into it scientifically. And if you're just an avid ufologist or somebody who's interested in the phenomenon itself, I'd like to hear from you. What is your thinking? My comments are always turned on YouTube, Pahrump Alien Guy, so you can always talk to me and let me know what you think. This will be the last loop here, and then we'll show you the 3 different sets of stop motion that I took. It's incredible that these craft are flying in our atmosphere, and our scientists are saying that there's nothing to see there. Is this in outer space? Well, if it is, then our clouds are in outer space, because this object was on this side of the clouds. It was giving off a lot of electromagnetic field, as you can see here. As we get closer and closer to it, you're going to see that this is a solid object. And the last one, solid object, and you can see it's kind of pointing on the bottom, but it wasn't heading down, was it? It was heading up, upper, going from right to left, up. And again, there's no touching our atmosphere. I don't understand how scientists continuously say, well, they're in our atmosphere and they're cutting through without leaving a sonic boom or any kind of heat signature. It's because they're housed. They're housed in their own housing system that they've developed that we have no understanding of how it works. And just recently, a scientist came out and said that we don't know if we'll ever understand their technology. And it's just like if you opened up King Tut's tomb and found a jet plane in that tomb, the Egyptians would never have known what that was. They couldn't fathom that it was a craft that flew. There was no such word as aerodynamics in those days. The next one here, now remember, this is the same exact craft, showing a lot of electromagnetism around it. And as we come in on it, you're going to see that it was rotating. In some pictures that I've taken, I've had a couple of people look at it and says, well, isn't that an insect? Look like it has wings. No, it's not wings. These craft are spinning. And when they spin, like when they're moving, they leave entrails. Well, if they're spinning, they're going to do the exact same thing. They're going to leave these dark spots. These are not wings by any means. This craft was at least 10 miles from my location. Do you think I'd be able to see a bug or a bird fly that fast, that far away? This gives you an idea. It is a solid object, and this object here was moving. I'm not going to throw out any Mach speeds because I've had too many people tell me, how can you judge it? Is there any scientific basis behind what you're saying? So I'll just leave that out. That's okay. I can understand what people are saying because if there is nothing to gauge a speed of something, it's kind of ridiculous for you to keep saying that. But in my mind, I believe these craft all fly in the Mach range. That's just my opinion, but that's a solid belief that I have. Let's go to the third and last viewing of this same ship. And this is it right here. And as we come in on it, you're going to see that I didn't touch anything on it. I left it alone on this particular photo here. And then I started to zoom in, and there's that electromagnetic field around it again. A different shape to it, but nonetheless, this is the same object. I didn't change it. There's the three objects right there, ladies and gentlemen. All the same one, but there it is right there. I don't know. I don't know. You tell me at UFOWeWantToKnow@gmail.com what you think these are. It's the same object, different filtering systems. I left it alone, didn't touch it on one, and I get different images. Let me know what you think this is. We'll be back after this message.
Hi, I'm Joseph, the host and creator of UFO We Want to Know. Tune in every Saturday evening on KPVM Pahrump channel 25.1 from 7 p.m. You'll see never-before-viewed videos and photos taken by myself, all over the world.
Thank you for watching. UFO We Want to Know, and remember, yes, they are out there.
Thank you for staying with us in the fourth segment. I have one video and 30 photos to show you. And what's going to be interesting about this is I have all these stop-motion photos I want to show you that are incredible. Let's go on with the video, the last video of the show. Take a look at this, ladies and gentlemen. This craft was going so fast that we slowed it down 90%. Again, from slow motion As you can see, it's leaving some entrails there. Birds, insects don't leave entrails. I can tell you that for a fact because I've videotaped blackbirds and hawks flying over my area, and they don't do this. Whether or not they can fly that fast, I don't know. This craft here was moving, and then it started to really move. As you can see, as it's going faster and faster, the camera can't keep up with the speed of this particular UFO. After this, we'll go ahead and go to the first image of this. And using my Time 40 magnifier, I can see this craft here was giving off a lot of electromagnetic charge, and as it was going through the atmosphere, you can see it. There's the cloud in the backdrop, but you can still see the flash amongst the clouds. It's even brighter than the cloud behind it. Trying to darken up to give you a better visualization of what we're actually looking at here. And this is right here is the end results of this particular craft, and I wanted to get through that to show you that this craft was really moving. So I took different shots of it, and we'll just go on to the next one. This was a little bit further down, right over the tree line. And I don't know if you can tell or not, but it was giving a lot of charge all around it. And on the bottom there, near the center of the craft, it was very bright. This is the end shot of that, but you can still see that white crusty on the bottom, that crusty part. It kind of looks like the Batmobile or the bat signature up there, doesn't it? But it had a white crusty, very bright on the bottom of it. And this is going to be the last of these three that I took in different positions in the sky, close up of it. At one point, the craft leveled off because it was in a kind of a I don't know, 45-degree angle, and then it kind of leveled off, but still going in the same direction. These craft are amazing because in the gimbal, if you remember hearing on TV, they said, "Look, it's rotating." That's what this was doing. It rotated, and yet still going the same direction against the wind. Tell me what you think these are, ladies and gentlemen, at UFOWeWantToKnow@gmail.com, or you can go to my YouTube channel, Pahrump Alien Guy. Let me know. I'm interested in hearing, and give me a thumbs up if you like the video. Let me know if you've heard of anybody else who brings you this many UFOs every week. Why is it that I'm getting them and nobody else has? Let's go on to the next slide. Now, what I did was I spent a lot of time this particular night, and what I was finding was that there was a lot of lights flashing in the sky. I didn't exactly know what was flashing in the sky, so I was taking a lot of photos and not videos. On upcoming shows, I will be showing you what I've taken with my 6K night vision video, and I think it's going to be interesting for you to see that. But this object was up there, sky. This was facing east again towards Las Vegas, Nevada, and I captured this object. Now, in the very first picture, you saw the stars behind it. Make no mistake about it. The camera was not shaking. It was on a tripod. I always make sure that whatever I do at night, I have to leave it on a tripod, because any little shaking motion, and you will, believe me, you will get distortion. You can see the stars around it. This was a elongated craft. I'm coming in on it now to let you see what I was looking at. And now I'm going to show you a comparison of 6 different pictures together. And take a look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Those are the ones that I went through. And this craft was coming down. It wasn't going up. Now I took two stop motions of this one, and it was coming down. I can tell by the stars from behind. You see the 2 stars. So whatever this craft, where it was heading, it certainly was coming down, not going away from me or going east or west. I was facing east, so this craft here seemed to be coming straight down. That would be towards 160 here in Pahrump, Nevada. Let's go to the next photo, and this is right here is going to really knock your socks off. Now you see the craft there barely coming into view. Okay, I got 2 stop motions on this particular craft. Ladies and gentlemen, this was facing east towards Las Vegas, but this craft was no more than 5 miles away. So that would be going over 160 here in Pahrump, Nevada. I'm zeroing in on it. And primarily, the reason why I'm zeroing in on it is because it was so tiny and it was cut in half. But the next one after this will show you the full craft. Because it was in the corner and because I was taking photos at a time lapse, this particular was taken at 9 seconds. The one after this, I took it and it came out in 4 seconds time lapse. It was exactly the same size, but with a little bit more detail. And the last photo of this one is all of them that you were looking at. This is a craft, ladies and gentlemen, elongated, I'm going to say it, a mother craft. Pretty good size, if you ask me. But if you're not convinced here that this was a craft and that it may have been a glitch by some way, it had stars around it. They were round. They weren't elongated. So let's go to the last set of pictures there, and there it was. Now take a look at the stars in front of it, on the left side of it. This is that same craft. Now here's something that's really interesting. Because I didn't take any video, I couldn't tell if this craft was spinning or if it was giving up any kind of electromagnetic field. It's kind of hard at night, but nonetheless, this was some kind of craft. It was no helicopter because, believe me, I could have heard a helicopter flying this close to me. I can see the helicopters real far in the distance. And this, ladies and gentlemen, was no helicopter. I can guarantee you that. Now, the jet aircraft don't fly in this direction. This is not a normal flight path for any of our, whether it be a jet airliner or any of the small biplanes that fly around Pahrump. This is not the area they fly in. And I know there's restrictions where they can and where they can't fly in. As we get closer up, it looks like it's actually separated here. Most likely, it's a one-piece craft. I don't believe it's separated. I think that might just be the optics. After all, I am using a cell phone, even though it has 200 megapixels. Sometimes you get a little bit of distortion there. But as we come in on the craft, you'll get a better idea of what I'm talking about here. As you're looking at this, ladies and gentlemen, please, like I said, let me know what you think this is. At UFOWeWantToKnow@gmail.com. Get in touch with me. Let me know what you think these are. How is it that I'm getting all these craft here? According to scientists or mainstream scientists, there's nothing to see. You can find me on YouTube, Pahrump Alien Guy, and I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. I know I repeat myself a lot because I don't get a lot of input. And I would like to get a lot more. I would like to hear from the scientists. I've only heard from one. I'll use the word credible scientist. I've seen him before on TV quite a bit, and he's the only one that I heard from. But I went around it around an odd way to get in touch with him, and he did get back to me. So this is the last shot of it closed up. With better software, I'm going to be able to clean this up eventually. I did take a close-up of it. I cleaned it up, and I got a stop-motion photo that I'm going to be hanging up on my wall of this craft. And this picture here doesn't give it any justice. I took a really good picture of it, and this is the 4 different shots here that you were viewing. But this, nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, was a craft. On the upper right, you can see the stars, and that's the tip of my tree line there. The tip of my tree line. That's one of the highest trees I have on my property. And I was facing east towards Las Vegas when this craft came over. And no, this is not Starlink. I can guarantee you this is not Starlink. I've got 100 pictures of Starlink. It doesn't look anything like this. Starlink, if they do come in threes, I've never seen it. Whenever I see Starlink going over, I see 30 or 40 of them in a row. I've never seen 3 like this. And this certainly isn't a helicopter, because if they had the lights in the front, why is it in the middle and the end? The time frame was only 4 seconds. And I think that's why I got such a good video. I'd like to hear from you. Let me know what you think here at UFO We Want to Know at gmail.com, and or the Pahrump Alien Guy on my YouTube channel. Let me know what you think. I want to thank you for watching this show today, and I hope that you stay with us for the next 2 shows. They'll be my last shows on this network, unfortunately. But I want to thank you for continuously watching and giving me your info. Thank you for watching.
Hi, I'm Joseph, the host and creator of UFO We Want to Know. Tune in every Saturday evening on KPVM Pahrump Channel 25.1 from 7 p.m. You'll see never-before-viewed videos and photos taken by myself, all over the world.
Thank you for watching. UFO We Want to Know, and remember, yes, they are out there.